What's going on, horror lovers? HorrorWithHoss come back to you with another video, and this is day 3 of Wild Eye Week. Each day this week, myself and some others in the community are doing reviews on Wild Eye films, care of Bronco Juggalo. He's the one that put this all together for us. And the one I got for y'all today is the title is where it says, "Hunger Shows No Mercy, Bonehill Road." This is a 2017 film, approximately 87 minutes, and this is written, directed, and produced by Todd Sheets. The main reason I got this is because it has Linnea Quigley in it. She has, kind of a smaller role, as you'll find out from my review here. The two main stars are Ellie DeGear, who plays Emily Stevens, and Anna Rojas Plumberg, who plays Eden Stevens. So the way this movie starts out is Emily's in an abusive relationship, and Eden's her daughter. And basically the way it starts out is something happens, and she's wanting to get out. She's like, she's had enough. So they both leave, and the plan is to go and stay with her father, who is Rhett Tanner, who's played by Gary Kent, who's an older actor who was a stuntman and actor for a long time. And anyway, so the plan is to go stay with him, and they get to a rest stop to take a break, on their travels there, and they run into this creepy guy. The character actually had a name in the movie, but it was never mentioned outright, but it was played by Douglas Epps. And so he kind of gives them directions, saying that there's a certain road closed if they are headed south. And he acts like he's trying to give them, help, but then he's just acting very creepy. And so they continue on their travels, and they end up going down this road late at night. It's like right around midnight. Emily hits something. She doesn't know what she hit, but they think it might have been an animal. But Eden's like a animal conscious person, and she's like, you need to at least check, make sure it's not suffering, whatever. So she gets out, and she thinks she hears something moving around, but she's kind of scared, understandably. And so she gets back in the car, and they're getting ready to leave, and then they hear something hit into their rear tire on the passenger side. So she takes off, and they go down the road a ways, but their tire blows out. And then, where she's got her phone, but it's about dead. She tries calling her dad again, but the call cuts out because her battery on her phone died. So then she's like, oh, I got to get a charger out of the trunk, and I needed to get another flashlight. So there's all this suspense that builds around that. But they keep thinking they hear something, and pretty soon they're surrounded by werewolves. There's 3 different ones, and they end up having to escape through the car, pulling the back seats down to get to the trunk, then opening the trunk to get out and start running. And Emily, her leg gets scratched by one of the werewolves as she's trying to get out of the car. And so then they take off on foot. A lot of the excitement then starts, and you hope that things are going to get a little bit better for them, since up until this point they just seem to have a bunch of bad luck, one thing after another. But they make it to this one house, which they're trying to get in to get help, but nobody's responding. And then once they get in the house, that's where they run into Linnea Quigley's character, who plays Susie. And she's in there with a friend of hers, Tina, who's played by Millie Milan. And they have another friend that they think is upstairs. Her name's Lucy, played by Delynn Fawn Harry, I think is how you say her last name. So there's these 3 women, but the ones that are in the kitchen that they find, being Linnea Quigley's character, Susie and Tina, they're tied up to chairs. And so they're telling them, you got to hurry, he's coming back, we got to get out of here. And so they get them untied and they're getting ready to leave out, and then guess who comes back? Yep, it's that creepy guy again. Turns out he was the one that was keeping these women here, and then now they've got to deal with that situation. Plus, they still have the same werewolves that are tracking them. I'm going to kind of leave it there. That's not giving too much of away, but that kind of just sets up where the rest of the movie takes place at this house. I really liked it. I mean, it's, I thought it was going to be more of the werewolves, like, you know, kind of similar to how The Howling was, perhaps, or something like that. But there's actually a lot of inspiration that he took from The Howling and American Werewolf in London when he made this, because they use practical effects on all of the werewolves, you know, whether it be the suits, the makeup, they do their own little, I guess, changing, you know, segment that they do where they show someone turning from a human into a werewolf. So that was pretty cool. Overall, I mean, I'd say this is an interesting movie. While it was different than what I expected, I still think that Todd Cheeks did a great job. And I even watched like a little behind the scenes thing, and all of the actors and the people who worked on the movie had nothing but positive things to say about Todd Cheeks and what the whole process that they went and talked about how positive it was. So I'd say it's worth a watch, and if you can find this one, you know, get it, or, you know, stream it, whatever you want to do. But I would definitely recommend this one. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. If you really like this video, consider subscribing if you haven't already. And just keep enjoying this Wild Eye week. I hope all of you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.